Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review Season 3 of The Morning Show on Apple TV+. And I'll admit, I haven't been the biggest fan of this show since it launched. Like, it has all these big name people in it, it's going for big ideas, but it's never been a show that, like, really grabbed me. And going into this season, it's like, okay, of all the shows on Apple TV+, this one keeps going, has the biggest names, anchored by Jennifer Aniston and Reese Witherspoon. This is the first season without Steve Carell. Billy Crudup becoming more and more of a lead in this show. I feel like this season had some interesting ideas, also had some really misplaced judgment, incorporating certain ideas, but we'll get to that. And kind of focusing on our three main characters here. So I feel like Jennifer Aniston's Alex gets relegated to a relationship for most of this season with this like really rich space company owner and entrepreneur played by Jon Hamm. Did I feel super invested in their romance? Not really. I feel like Jon Hamm worked much more of an antagonist in this season, trying to buy out the media company that they all work for. I feel like that element worked more with Jon Hamm being more antagonistic. I didn't really really want to get into their relationship, and the relationship was utilized as like leverage of like morality, and of course they had sequences throughout this season that focused on that. Reese Witherspoon's Bradley, I really like the more that they were digging into her relationship with Juliana Margulies' character and their relationship. And I feel like that's the most interesting romantic relationship on this show. And they definitely were digging into that in this season. Especially with, just a side note, I don't know if I really bought into the story structure of this season. It has a time jump. And you're going through these first couple episodes and there's definitely some question marks about how the characters got here, and then you have a whole entire flashback episode, which, to be honest, that flashback episode was probably one of my least favorite episodes of the show, but I'll get to that in a minute. And like the romance between Reese Witherspoon's character and Juliana Margulies' character, I feel like has been one of the stronger elements of the show recently, and their ups and downs I think really worked. Billy Crudup's Corey is now in like this defensive position. You introduce Stephen Fry's character, who's really trying to orchestrate getting rid of Corey. And Stephen Fry's great. Love him popping up in things. And Corey trying to like balance his feelings for Bradley, Reese Witherspoon's character. You get to learn more about Corey's upbringing. You meet his mother in one of these episodes. And he's always one of the more interesting characters of the show. And Crudup's really bringing a layered and complex performance to this character. I feel like the likes of Mark Duplass's Chip, Karen Pittman's Mia, Nestor Carbonell's Yanko Flores, I feel like a lot of them got sidelined in this season. In particular, especially Mark Duplass's character. Like, he has a big moment in like the finale, but outside of that, I do like how Greta Lee's Stella really gets to grow in this particular season and has more authority, and you see her character growth here. But in terms of introductions, like Jon Hamm's so slimy, and I don't trust him. And that's what works about his character in this particular season. Like I mentioned, Stephen Fry enjoyed his role in this particular season as this kind of antagonist as well to Corey. And there's a big choice that they made in this season that, like, something that Corey winds up covering up for Bradley, because Bradley experiences something in this flashback related to a very, very real issue, as in the insurrection on January 6th, and how they incorporated that into this show felt really distasteful and did not like that at all. It just really did not work, and then it made this looming cloud the whole second half of the season, and I'm just like, I don't know if I really bought into that or liked how that was incorporated. It didn't really work for me, and it just felt really distasteful, to be honest, for this show to be leveraging that specific thing for character drama here. And in the end, I feel like the overall story of this buyout from this other company, I think, brought an interesting twist to this season. I just feel like a decent chunk of these characters really didn't get much use out of them this season. And really the highlights, at least for Bradley, Corey, and Stella, I think, were the ones who really got to shine this season still. And it'll be interesting where this next season goes. They set up a new status quo going into the next season. It'll be interesting to see how they leverage that moving forward. But those are my thoughts on Season 3 of The Morning Show. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some TV. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.